Phillies again with these walk-off grand slams. They've done it twice already. That's not many teams in history of the sport have done that, and I think they might be the first one so early in the year. Mix Bob Melvin, happy he the skipper. He says hello on our program here on this fifth day. Bob, nice to talk. How are you today? Okay, pal?
I'm good, Chris, and yourself?
Doing well. Team's playing well here, getting good pitching. That's the storyline from last night. And getting some thunder late in these games. That's a nice recipe. Give me some thoughts here at 7-4.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we're not swinging the bats the way we're capable of at this point, but you look around the league and there are a lot of averages that are low and a lot of offense that's getting off to slow starts, but the pitching's been fantastic. Our bullpen has been spotless, and we're getting timely hits, as you saw last night. So, all we needed was a sac fly, but we'll certainly take the grand slam.
All right, now how about the starting pitching? A great start last night by the kid who's going to be very, very good. You got a lot of young pitchers. You feel confident, Bob? You're an ex-catcher. How about your young arms on this staff? Let me hear.
Yeah, I mean, last two nights, Montas and Luzardo are terrific. I mean, just absolutely great stuff out of both of them. This is Jesus' first start in the big leagues, and you'd have thought it was, he's a 3-year veteran at this point. So, not only is the stuff great, but the demeanor, the confidence, the mound presence, all the above. This kid has a chance to be a special pitcher.
We talked before the year began on a couple little things here about what to expect. What have you seen the first 11 games? Anything really surprised you? Is pitching well ahead of the hitting? Defense, everybody's sharp, sort of playing a quick season, late July, early August. What have you seen, Bob, that's been interesting from a managerial standpoint here, these first 11, 12 games?
Well, at least what we've seen is the pitching is a little bit ahead of the hitting at this point. The defense, I think, around the league looks a little spotty. The guys are starting to get their legs underneath them and catch up as far as that goes after a short, summer camp. But you're seeing a lot of timely hits that are being the difference in games and in some well-pitched games, at least on our end. So far, so good with us. We had a little period there where we lost 3 in a row, but we picked it up and won 3 in a row after that.
I love the 10th inning scenario. To me, it's fun to play along with the managers. You played in a couple of them. Give me some thoughts on the extra inning situation with the guy at second base.
Yeah, it's still kind of feeling it out, but we've won a couple of them. I think on the road, you're probably less apt to bunt in the top half of that 10th inning. And then you play it however you think in the bottom half if you have to bunt somebody over. We've had the middle of our order up a couple times and been successful with it. I think you use your closer maybe a little bit differently too. Usually on the road, you don't use your closer until you're ahead. But I think you get to the 10th inning, you got a man on second base, you need your best pitcher in there. So at least that's what I've seen so far.
I think it's actually a little advantage for the visiting team as well, because if you can score first, it puts a lot more pressure on a home team to get that game tied. Even though they got the man on second base, they get a little nervous with needing that 1-out or 2-out hit. So I know the record says the visiting team has the advantage, but I do think it is an edge to play a road game first for the guy at second base. Bob, what's your take there? Let me hear.
Yeah, maybe so. If you score that run, it puts a little advantage in your favor. What does the home team do? If they're bottom of the order, maybe they're playing to tie. I don't think in our case with a deep lineup that we would go that route. But it does. It's like, you hold and serve and now, giving it to the other side, and they have to be productive to at least tie the game. So, it's a different dynamic. It may change as we go along, but those are my thoughts at this point. You're probably right on.
Now, the 7-inning scenarios, the Yankees and Phillies today. Obviously, we had the 7-inning scenario there with the games this weekend with the Reds who played in Detroit. I think it makes perfect sense. You haven't been in that situation yet. You probably will be before the end of the year. Give me your thoughts on the 7-inning doubleheaders, Bob. What's your take there?
Oh, I agree totally. I mean, it's with the starting pitching still not stretched out to the point where you're getting 6 or 7 innings yet. The amount of games in a short period of time, it makes perfect sense. And you're going to see some doubleheaders, obviously, as we're going to see coming up, especially for the teams that have had to sit out for a while. So makes perfect sense to me. Shortens the games a little bit and less taxing on pitching staffs.
And I haven't heard anybody moaning and groaning about this 3-batter minimum. What can you tell me there? Let me hear.
I think you put together your bullpens based on that. We have a couple of lefties and McFarland and Diekman that can get right-handers out. So to this point, It's a little different in how you look at the lineup. You know that there's potential pinch hit scenarios that you can't do anything about when you're on the defensive side. On the offensive side, you know that maybe there's an advantage there, knowing that the pitcher's in there for three batters. But it's been pretty seamless so far. At some point in time, it'll get a little angst. And, you know, when bullpens are a little bit worn out, or if you get a guy out there that's not throwing strikes, you may worry about something like that. But to this point, I think in a season when you're trying new things out, it's probably apropos.
And last thing, Bob, I know you love Seattle. You managed up there. Were you cramped in your hotel room the 4 games up there against the Mariners? How about on the road here, sort of, I don't want to say lockdown, but you had to be careful. Give me some takes there. Let me hear.
Different feeling for sure. And I don't know if it was the fact that, you know, we did all summer camp here in Oakland. We had a couple exhibition games against the Giants here, and then we played 7 games here in Oakland. Then you go on the road and you're reading about some of the teams that had some trouble. So it's definitely a different feeling. You need to be careful. Hotel and ballpark's the way to go as far as the road goes. And hopefully everybody knows that now. We keep everybody safe.
Good job, Bob. Thanks for a few. Keep up the good work. Appreciate you coming on here today.
Thank you, Chris. Anytime.